before we actually start the live Zoom session with Gracewell Company and Career Mentors, of course, it's very exciting because we have a lot of registrants today, and we're here to help you nurses build up your resume today. And I'm back, by the way. It's been a bit of a time, right? Because I've been on holiday, and having time break for yourself is very important, of course, right? And today our topic, it's going to be very helpful for our nurses that's going to be joining us today, given that we are going to help them build resume for success, specifically for our nurses out there. And for those of you who just got in their registration as an RN here in Australia, we have an amazing offer for you, right? Because yes, Australia still needs a lot of nurses, okay? And so there's a lot of opportunity opening up and partnering up with AuRNPathway, by the way. And we've got our beautiful guest joining us today.
Hello,
Hello,
Christine.
hello, Lisel and Lauren. Good morning, good
Hello.
morning. I'm so happy to see you guys today. And guys, for those of you who are watching, we are live, by the way. So make sure you share it with your friends, okay? So far, Lisel and Lauren, we have a lot of registrants as of last night. So we have about 50 plus registrants, okay? You
Wow,
can just
that's
imagine the
right.
nurses are busy, and this live Zoom session, by the way, will be posted in our Facebook page. So you can watch it again, replay it again later, because I'm sure there's a lot of learning that we're going to learn today from our beautiful guests, Lauren and Lucelle. How are you guys?
We're
We're
doing
good.
well, thank you. How are you, Christine?
That's good. Yeah, yes, I'm very good. And thank you for spending time with us. By the way, Lauren and Lisel, we're so happy for you guys to be here, especially the nurses that are gonna watch this today, by the way. And guys, Lisel and Lauren, right? The experts in the nursing fields, at the same time, is a one of the growing recruitment agency in Australia. Okay, and we're so excited that they have been able to secure more work for the nurses. Okay, so we have an exciting offer for you on that one as well. They are dedicated, a collaborative team, right? By the way, Lauren is a registered nurse and here to help us today. And of course, we have an experienced recruitment expert, Lisel Bradenkamp. Okay, and together, guys, they do deliver a unique solution tailored specifically for healthcare providers, and that's why we've spent time for you guys to put this out there, this information that we are gonna, be talking about today. And also, we'll give the chance for Lauren and Lisel to talk about what they can offer for you later on. Okay, so please stay tuned, right? And guys, I encourage you to comment if you have any question at all, right? But and if there's anything that you wanted to ask Lisel and Lauren, please comment down below on our Facebook so we can answer you along the way as well. Okay, and guys, with their combined backgrounds, by the way, right, both clinical, like in nursing industry, right, and finding candidates, right, especially you guys nurses. Okay, so they align perfectly, right, with the goals and values that they have, so then they could provide the best option for you. And as today they're going to help you build up a resume for success. Okay, and so without further ado, guys, we're going to start with the questioning. All right, and so this is an exciting interview, by the way, because it has been requested by a lot of nurses, and a lot of the nurses is always asking for me, right? Please, Christine, can you help me build my resume? But Lisel, if you had to describe a great resume in 3 words, okay, what would they be?
So, thank you, Christine. I would say it would be a concise, to the point, and it needs to be addressing the right concern. So, it's more than 3 words. Sorry about that, but it's 3 points.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you. Yes, definitely being concise, right? We wanted like a concise, experience, and having to have it laid out very concisely is very important. Thank you, Lisel, for that. And let's talk about the basics of a winning resume, right? So, with the basics of winning resume, Lisel and Lauren, I think Lauren would be best to answer this question. What are the most important elements of a strong resume for registered nurses in Australia?
Thanks, Christine. So, clear structure. You want to make sure that you've got clear sections in your resume. You have your personal details, you have your professional summary, your qualifications, any clinical experience, your skills, and then have your references. So, it's all very clear. So, whoever's looking at it can see it quite quickly. Make sure it's relevant. So, focus on the nursing role that you're actually applying for. Make sure your achievements are listed and any skills that are directly applicable to the role. They need to make sure that they're sitting there as well. Some quantifiable achievements. So, highlight any outcomes from your previous positions. So, maybe it's accreditation scores at the site where you're working, any quality improvement projects that you have worked on or implemented, anything that you've done to improve efficiency within the workplace. And if there's a reduction in infection rates, for example, and you're part of that, make sure you include that information as well. And use keywords. So use the terminology that's actually mentioned in the position description and the job ad to make sure that actually your resume aligns with that particular role. Thanks, Christine.
Wow, there's actually a lot of pointers there, Lauren, right? And I was trying to, take down notes, right? Given that these are important things that needed to be included. But guys, I hope you guys are gonna watch this later on to replay that, because what Lauren has just said are very important tips, right? Some of them are relevant. Make it relevant, right? Especially highlighting your achievements, as Lauren said, and the keywords, right? Terminology that really targets what the employer is looking for. Okay, I love that, Lauren. I'm learning a lot, right? And how does the Australian nursing industry differ when it comes to resume expectation compared to other countries?
Well, obviously, here in Australia, you have to be registered with AuRNPA to work as a registered nurse or an enrolled nurse. So make sure you highlight your registration with AuRNPA here in Australia. The other thing to think about is the national safety standards. So we have 8 national safety standards that the Commission have put out. Make sure you have an understanding of what those standards are. You will possibly be asked a question on those during interview, so always good to know about them. Cultural awareness is big. Australia is a country full of different people from different cultures. So, and employers value experience. So, if you've actually worked with different cultures, make sure you highlight that as well. And I suppose being
Mhm.
concise. You want to make sure that everything that you've written is concise and to the point, no more than 2 or 3 pages, because people just don't have time to look at screeds of information. So, keep it concise. Thanks, Christine.
That's all right, Lauren. That's excellent, because I see, and some of the nurses, by the way, come to me to get guidance with the resume, and usually it's like 3 5 pages, right? Which is a no straight away. So thanks for highlighting that, Lauren. And Lisel, you look beautiful today, both of you, by the way. Are are there any specific formats or styles that stand out to Australian employers?
Yes, definitely, Christine. Thank you for that. I think I'm going to start with it needs to be. I know a resume can look beautiful, but make it as plain as possible. You want your resume to, like Lauren said, refer to the points that people's attention is to what you can offer. And also remember, we're working with AI systems these days. So if you put a lot of pictures or blocks in your resume, it might not be picked up by that AI system. So keep it as plain as possible, a Word or a PDF format, with no, I almost say no fluff around it. And then start with your most recent experience. That's one difference. I also come from South Africa. You can possibly hear my accent. In South Africa, we also start with our first job and then go down. But in Australia, it's the other way around. that you have to start with your most recent experience working backwards. So that's quite important. And then I cannot stress it enough that you have to address the position description or the job advert, because they are asking specific questions and key requirements in that job advert. So make sure when you answer your 3 or 4 bullet points under your current position, make sure it's true that you have done that, and then tell them and give, sometimes it's good to give examples as well to that point. And then make it like, and we can't stress this enough, bullet points, concise, to the point, addressing the position description or the job advert. So I think that summarizes that, Kristine.
Wow, look, thank you, Lisel, for that. So, guys, nurses, did you guys hear that from Lisel? Make sure that it is a recent experience at the top first, okay? Because this is something that, look, some nurses, kind of, put the not even relevant, right? So make sure it's recent, right? And make it in bullet points, making sure concise in the way that everything you grasp what, like, who's reading it, grasping the idea straight away that yes, I am fit for this, right? You're telling the one that is hiring you. Okay. Now, Lauren and Lisel, I think Lauren, this would be get great questions for you to answer. Tailoring your resume for success. I'm excited for this, by the way. What are the some common mistakes you see nurses make on their resumes, Lauren?
So, not researching the organisation who's advertising the role. That's probably the big one. Do they have a mission statement? Do they have anything that's relevant to, are they not for profit? Do they have values? Making sure that you have a good understanding of what it is that they do. Overloading with irrelevant information. So if it's not a healthcare job, then don't pop it in there. It's not relevant at that point. Generic summaries that don't actually convey your individual strengths. Make sure that what you're writing is relevant to you and what it is that you do and what you believe your strengths are. Using buzzwords without substance. Anyone can put buzzwords into a resume, but if you don't actually know what they mean, you're just going to look like a fool. So make sure you understand what those buzzwords are and only use them when it's relevant to the position. And typos and poor formatting. It really does make your entire application look unprofessional. Very much so. I must admit, that's one thing that really turns me off on an application, if there's typos or it's unprofessional or the grammar's not correct. So very important. Thanks, Kristine.
Yep. And again, guys, please, replay this, rewatch it. And so there's a lot of important information that Lauren has said there. Okay. Really good points, by the way, Lauren. Okay. And one of them I wanted to highlight, right? This is what I've learned as well. To be genuinely interested into a company, you gotta have to do your research, isn't it, Lauren? And I think a lot of the nurses just wanted to get in there without knowing what they're up for, right? And so, and if I own the company, I would want someone that works for me, right? That will align in my core values, right? So really, again, really good tips there. All right, everyone. And we just wanted to say thank you again, Lauren and Lisel, for this really good informational interview for all our nurses out there. Again, we wanted to say thank you for your time as well that you've invested in our nurses today. Once again, I'll see you guys next time in our next interview. It's going to be amazing. And again, Lauren and Lisel, thank you so much for your time today. And to all the nurses, I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.